What's going on, guys? Welcome to my top 10 superhero movies of 2017. This is all my personal preferences, obviously. So let me know what you guys' top 10 list is in the comments. Anyway, let's get into this. My number 10. Honestly, I just have this at number 10 because I just needed to fill a slot and I just want to bitch about it some more. And I just love to, apparently. Spider-Man Homecoming. Just give you a word of silence right there, because you know what's coming. This movie... I literally just watched that movie before I did this video. I couldn't even finish watching it. It's so bad that I needed to make fun of it to even completely to watch it. Like, I could not watch the thing. I couldn't watch the movie. It was just terrible. It was just awful. That movie was terrible and awful. And I was gonna make a video. I was actually gonna make another video tonight about analyzing the differences between Civil War and the Homecoming Spider-Man that we got. And I was like, no, I'm not gonna let people commenting dictate me or push me around and tell me that I'm wrong, this and that. No. That movie is awful. It's awful. It's not 616 Spider-Man. You're all wrong about that. It's Ultimate Spider-Man. It's terrible. Alright? It's terrible. So stop defending it because it's Marvel. The reason why it's my number 10 is because, again, Vulture is the only reason that movie was good, or even worth watching, because at least Michael Keaton gave me a performance that was actually good compared to half of all the other actors that were just so stupid. I just hated them all except Michael Keaton. And even Michael Keaton I kind of hated because there's scenes where I was like, what's wrong with you? You're not acting cool, you know? But, again, Vulture, that was the only good thing about that movie. And because I wanted to fill a slot. And actually, let's make it a top 9 list, actually. You know what, Spider-Man Homecoming, just, fuck off. Just get out of my list. Well then, coming up in my number 9 is Captain Underpants. I'm not a Captain Underpants reader. I don't read those books. I have friends who read those books, but I don't read them. And I saw this movie, I actually reviewed it, and I liked it. I really liked it. Again, I'm not a big fan of it, but as a movie, I liked it. I really liked it. There's nothing else for me to say about that movie more, honestly. If you're interested to hear what I have to say more about that, you can watch my review. Number 8, Guardians of the Galaxy 2. This movie was really good. I especially love the, fights with his dad at the end because I can relate to that. I have fights with my dad, and, a lot of it is about my mom, and, it was a really deep personal, fight, and I really liked it. I liked the personal story with Star-Lord and all that. It was really good. And Ego the Living Planet was really nice. And, yeah, it was a good movie. Number 7, Batman and Harley Quinn. Now, this movie is one of those movies where it was good up until the end. I also talked about that in my review, how the ending was kind of a bummer. It was kind of lackluster. And Harley Quinn's voice, I know a lot of people are, bitching about that. I'm pretty sure that the Telltale series season 2 is the same Harley Quinn who's doing the voice. So I think that movie was just trying to establish, hey, this is the new person doing the voice. So, there you go. Again, I didn't have a problem with her voice. I think her voice is fine. I don't hate it, but I don't love it either. So I don't really care. Yes, would it be cool to have Tara Strong do the voice? Yes, but she's already doing how many for different companies? Cartoon Network, Warner Brothers, DC, so I get it. She can't do everything at once, so, that's just how it is. Coming up at my number 6 is Wonder Woman, and a lot of people did not like my review of Wonder Woman, And it was funny because I was sitting there talking about how much I liked the movie, but for some reason, I got, like 5 dislikes? It just blows my mind. It's like I'm talking positive up until the very end of the movie where it didn't make sense. So I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, wait a minute, what did I say? So, I don't know, I might go back and watch that video, to be honest with you, but Wonder Woman was good. I just thought that the end was a little kind of forced, kind of, bland, and, like, I just didn't like it. It's just the end. That's it. I'm everything else, the first Act 1, Act 2, I liked. Just Act 3 was just completely what is going on. Alright, so coming up at number 5 is unfortunately Justice League. This movie should have been higher up. This movie should have, this movie should have been better. This movie could have been better. I really wish it was better. I wanted this movie to be Marvel's ultimate contender. Because right now Marvel's getting to the point where, they have no competition. And what happens when you don't have competition? You buy it out. Kind of like what they're doing with Fox right now. They're going to buy X-Men and Fantastic Four. And that's not good. Because if you don't have competition, then these fuckers get lazy and they just give you crap. This is just why it's good to have competition, because economics, if there's only one party who's the best, they're just going to give you crap. And you can't do anything about it because there's no one competing with them. So, it's one of those things where it's like, no, don't do it, Fox, don't do it. You're doing good. Deadpool's doing well. Logan did excellent. Like, I just don't fall into that, but it does unfortunately seem like that's happening. But yeah, Justice League, again, and then hearing about the deleted scenes and the stuff that's been taken out of it, and it's just a bummer. It's a bummer. And then they pushed Zack Snyder to the curb, and I was angry. I was like, I can't believe this. And then you just blame Zack Snyder for all this. Again, I liked Man of Steel. I told you I'd give that like a 9 out of 10, and again, the -1 being the Zod snapping neck thing. Other than that, damn near perfect movie. As far as Batman v Superman, that movie I had problems with, but as time went on and I saw the Ultimate Edition, I was like, you know what, this movie actually isn't that bad. And I was hoping to say the same about this movie. I was hoping that someone learned their lesson, and unfortunately, Warner Brothers just decided, hey, we want our bonus cut for the year, so what we're going to do is we're going to be lazy, and we're not going to fix any of the problems. Again, there are more people talking about this in more detail. I don't want to talk about it because it's aggravating. It's very aggravating. Maybe I might do it. I might start talking about DC and Warner Brothers and their problems with Zack Snyder and everything going on behind the scenes right now. But Justice League, again, unfortunately, I like the movie. I like the movie. I gave that movie a 7 out of 10. I gave it but remember, if you guys remember my review, my 40-minute long review that I did, kudos to you if you sat through it. Again, the first time I saw that movie, it would have been like a 4 out of 10. It was, and I had to watch it twice. I was like, wait a minute. There's no way that I just walked out of the theater saying that movie was awful. Justice League was awful. So I went back and I watched it a second time, and I'm sitting there, I'm analyzing it. I'm like, wait a minute. There's things missing. There are things that have been removed, obviously, from the trailers, from everything. Everything's been reshot. Everything's completely screwed up. And it's all Warner Brothers' fault, and it's all Joss Whedon's fault. So, fuck off. Moving on to my number 4 is Power Rangers. Power Rangers got a little bit higher than Justice League. And that should tell you something. Because I think what did I give this movie? I don't remember what I gave this movie. But I really like this movie. And a lot of people, say like, was that a superhero movie? It kind of is, And Power Rangers, I watched it since the very first, like, Mighty Morphin. And I think I stopped watching after like Lost Galaxy or In Space. It was one of those two. But it was a series that I really liked and enjoyed, especially at the beginning. As time went on, it got kind of stale, so then they're like, okay, let's do this American version of Power Rangers. Let's do this, more modern take on it. Let's kind of go back in time. And I was like, yeah, let's do it. I want to see it. And I saw the movie, and I did say in my review, I was like, I could have used more action or could have used more fighting or things like that, but I was like, you know what? In the end, I liked the movie. I do like the movie. It was a really good movie in my opinion. It really sucks that we're not going to get a second movie, because I think it would have been cool to see Green Ranger, even though I'm not a big fan of Green Ranger. But it'd be really cool to finally, get that in a more modern, Americanized version. Now, again, I love Mighty Morphin. They took obviously the action from Super Sentai and stuff like that. But again, I love this idea because it's like, hey, let's do something fresh. Let's do something new. And we've never really seen that from Power Rangers before. And I was like, okay, you know what? This is a series that does deserve a reboot. And I was on board, and it just kind of sucks again that this movie, and I think it did okay at the box office. I haven't really looked at those numbers, but I really like this movie. Moving on to my number 3 is Lego Batman. Lego Batman is probably the most parodied movie of Batman I've ever seen in my life. But yet it still is a good movie. So basically this kind of is like Will Arnett's version of Batman. Obviously I know him from the Lego movie. I love that movie too. So Lego Batman is like a parody of Batman almost, like, just they make fun of all the little tropes and things like that. And they even make fun of Suicide Squad. They make fun of movies from the DC, and I think they even make fun of Marvel, I think. I don't know. It's been a while since I saw that movie, but the movie was really good. I'm surprised. For a kids movie, it's pretty crazy how this movie is probably the best DC movie I saw this year, unfortunately. But no, it was really good. Coming up at my number 2 is Thor Ragnarok. Bet some of you are actually in shock right now. Yes, I did enjoy Thor Ragnarok. I actually went back and I watched it a second time. And this, again, I don't like to compare movies, but I did in my Justice League movie. Justice League needed, again, it needed time to kind of breathe. It relied too much on dialogue, where in Thor Ragnarok, what they do is they play that Led Zeppelin at the beginning and the end of the movie, for the action, and it just works because, hey, we're not relying on dialogue. We're just like, hey, here's action. Let's go. Let's have fun. And I really like the way Thor was represented in this movie. Yes, again, I know he's not like he is in the comics. He's more serious, and he's got Mjolnir and all that. I was like, what the hell? How is he gonna, to do anything without his hammer? But apparently they do figure out a way to, explain that to us, and I liked it. I liked the message that it had. But it was a really good movie. Number 1, you guys saw this coming. It was Logan. Now, I haven't talked about Logan since I reviewed that movie. And that movie was so good. So good. And it's so sad, too, because, that was Hugh Jackman's last movie. And, hearing about Fox being bought by Marvel and the possibility of getting Wolverine again, or maybe X-23 from Marvel, I don't know. If I was to say, like, who I would want to see X-23 in a movie industry with, I'd rather stick it with Fox for now because it seems like they did a great job lately. Because it's like, hey, Marvel, you're just getting scared. That's why you want to buy Fox. It's not because you need to or that they need money. It's just because you're scared. So it's like, I don't know. It's one of those things where it bothers me how Logan Logan was so successful. You know what? I'll go back and look at the box office, but Logan was just so good, man. I can't wait to see what they do in the future for X-23 and all that. But there you go, guys. That was my top 10 list. It's kind of random. But I wanted to get out there. It's December, so yeah, might as well do it now before later. But anyway, guys, like I said, let me know what your top 10 favorite superhero movies of 2017 is. And until then, guys, thank you guys for watching. And I'm out of here. Up, and away. See you guys.